Today on Keith Andrew Network, Keith Andrew sits down with upcoming professional writer and artist today with David Schwartz. To enjoy more of Keith Andrew Network, make sure like, share, and subscribe. Enjoy more of his content.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Keith Andrew. That's right, you're watching the Keith Andrew Network that's available on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and all social medias. Today, we sit down with Dave Schwartz, who is an upcoming writer and artist. You're going to hear from him when we come back from this quick commercial break.
Hi, I'm David Schwartz, and this is my interview with the awesome Keith Andrew. And it's definitely a pleasure to be interviewed by Keith Andrew. He's a very polite, professional man, and it was awesome to have my first interview with somebody that was so open and accepting into me as a writer and an artist. I felt like Keith Andrew was actually intrigued, so stay tuned.
We're back from the quick commercial break. I'm here with my good friend Dave. Now, Dave, you were wondering, and for everyone else who was wondering, what is the whole point of the Keith Andrew Network? The whole point of my talk show is to show people that even with having a learning disability, I can still amount to something. And at the same time, I'm able to turn myself into an example for people out there dealing with any types of learning disabilities and disabilities to never give up and prove people wrong. Prove to them that labels do not dictate who you are and who you're going to be. Prove to them, stem out something. That being said, half hour of your time, it can be PG, PG-13, you can curse if you want to. This is your time, and it's whatever you want to talk about. But the first subject we're going to talk about is icebreakers. Tell our audience a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name's David Schwartz. I'm 43, and I love making art, and I love writing stories and watching people hear my stories and the effect it gives them when they hear something different and new. It's just amazing to be able to make art because I do oil paintings, I do wood carvings, I do sculptures, armatures. I just pretty much stay busy with what I want to do in life, you know?
Now, when you mention wood carvings, do you mean the fire pen that you carve into the wood?
Oh, no, I mean actual like little whittling, like on the front porch in an old farm back in the day, what Grandpa used to do. You know, I make little swords, I make shields, I do arrows,
Nice.
all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Hey, when I get some extra money, I would love to work with you.
Hey, man, I'll make you something, buddy.
I appreciate that. Now,
Yeah.
while we're on the subject, who influenced you to get into this type of work?
My father was my biggest influence in my whole life. He was always there. He taught me that no matter what I wanted to do in life, as long as I did it with conviction, heart, and common sense, there's no way I could fail.
No,
So,
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, you're fine. You go ahead.
You have to do, you can't, I should write a book called Doing Things Half-Assed. Should never do anything half-assed because speaking from experience, been there, done that. You never know who you're going to meet. And I give you an example. I used to work at Walmart. So when you say, I hate this job, I don't want to do this, why am I here? You never know who you're going to meet. So it's always good, even if you're having a shitty day, put a
Yeah.
smile on your face and just be professional because later on in life, it's the expression, it's a small world. You're gonna meet that same person as you're going up, as you are coming back down. So
Yes.
as long
Very
as you
true.
make a good impression, that will come back to show you one. He's even though he works in a miserable job, but he's enjoying it. And you don't know who that person is. And that person may say, hey, I know you worked here, but I think I have a great opportunity for you over here. So you never know who you're going to meet.
Oh, doors open and close every day, don't they? I like your outlook on that. And I mean, I've worked several jobs myself. I've been from fast food to construction. And I want to touch a little bit on how I got my disability because I wasn't always disabled. I was on a job site and I got hit in the head with a 12-foot, 2-inch steel pipe. Got dropped right on the top of my head. And I woke up 6 months later and I was 40 years old. I couldn't talk. I couldn't move. I couldn't even draw a stick man if I wanted to. And while I laid there in recovery, I learned that, I mean, there was many a nights where I was sitting there begging, please take me now. I'm ready. But in the light of everything, I have a lot more work to do. I have a lot more art to make. And just like you, sir, I have a lot more friends to make. So,
Absolutely.
and I want to say real quick, I do appreciate this opportunity and your time as well.
No, yours too. Yeah, we can definitely talk about any subject you like. But let me ask you, do you believe in life after death? And what is your belief on that?
My belief in life after death, it comes down to the subconscious. You see what you believe in on the other side. And I did have a near-death experience where I spoke with an angel, and that angel told me that it wasn't my time yet, and I had kids to be there for. My wife has pretty much nursed me back to health like having a brand new baby. She's taught me how to eat and walk again and everything, and I'm finally out of the wheelchair. But she's held me together. But um, I'm just happy to be here, man. But as far as afterlife, man, I give everything to God, man. And anything that's stressful, anything I have planned, I give it to God, and He steers me through His way. Like even with meeting with you, I even said a prayer. I said, I want to meet people in the industry, and not even a week later, you messaged me asking me, about the interview and your podcast and talk show. So it's kismet, you know. So how do you what is your kind of output on kind of that?
Well, you're probably gonna think I'm batshit crazy, but I hold this to my heart. When I pass on, not to get too personal about it, but
Right.
there- there's certain groups of people like, so when I die, I don't really want to be with them in the afterlife. Not to sound like an asshole. It's just for me, the one thing that resonates to me is I am a huge Dragon Ball fan. From the day I died to
Yeah.
that is one of my strongest beliefs. So if I have to be in this happy ever after way, if you want to look at it, or this
Hmm.
afterlife, I want to be with certain characters and certain people. Now, a lot of people think, wait, he wants to be with cartoon characters? What is he,
Nothing wrong with
high?
that. No, man, everybody's allowed to have their beliefs and stuff, man, and I don't see nothing wrong with that. If it's what you feel in your heart, then it's what's in your heart. Nobody can change that.
No, absolutely. We can definitely talk more about it off the air, but Dragon Ball has a place in my heart. It's amazing. This cartoon's been around for say 1986, been around for 40. Let's see, WrestleMania was 42. So yeah, this has been around since what, 42 years? And it's the
Yeah.
greatest anime cartoon ever. And it inspired billions of people for generations. Is
Yeah,
absolutely
it
amazing.
really did.
Do you
And
like
that's
writing
what I
books?
hope to do with my work. I really want to inspire people to just, because I got a movie I'm working on. I'm actually writing, I just finished my screenplay for a horror movie that I'm writing. And it's so unique. It's hard to even tell people about it because it's so different. And I'm more than welcome to talk to you about it if you'd like to hear about it.
Yeah, this is your time.
Yeah. I come up with a character, and this was while I was healing, and I had a dream when I fell asleep looking at a candle. So I had a dream about this demonic entity made out of tallow wax. And I just created a family that was harmed by the sheriff, which created the tallow entity, and it just comes back and seeks revenge. And it's a crazy story, and it's not a long movie, but it's a twist and turn from the get, so that's one of my main projects I'm working on. I have a writing partner also, that we have a few other screenplays that we've finished and we've got out there on the market for sale, or we're going to be trying to make them ourselves down the road once we can catch up on the funding, obviously.
So,
So
who inspired you to start your books? And do you have any of your books are available to buy?
not yet. I don't have anything that's in print yet. I'm so new to I mean, I'm not new to writing, but I'm one of those. I'm a smart preparer, so I want to have at least 8 different books together before I publish my first one. That way, you can release in series.
Well, you're
So
more than welcome to be on my show anytime you like.
I
Let me ask
appreciate that.
you, how have you feel about, let me rephrase that. How do you feel about ghostwriting?
Um, I'm not big on the ghostwriting, but I do like writing with people. And not everybody wants their face on the cover of it, and I can understand that. But I'm willing to work with ghostwriters if needed be. But I like the one-on-one with people and bouncing ideas. And somebody says, well, that's a terrible idea. And you're like, well, yeah, you're kind of right. So maybe we should rewrite this, and you get something 10 times better than when you started. That's the only kind of little bit about ghostwriting. But, that's a very taboo subject when it comes to writing. A lot of ghostwriters out there, but
Well, if you're
yeah,
interested, I'd like to hire you
really?
because
Oh, wow.
I'm
On
not.
the interview, look at
Let me
that.
tell you, are you a storyteller?
Always, brother. And I've got a life that you wouldn't even believe. I'm working on an autobiography also about my life, because I've been through, I'd have to tell you the story and we'd be here for 43 years.
Well,
You
we
know
can
what I
have
mean?
definitely do a part two, but
Yes.
I'm not a
Yes.
storyteller, but I would love to work with you.
Oh, I would too, brother. I love stories. As you can tell, I'm a talker, and I'm very, I got that radio voice, as you want to say. It would sound like my dad for a second. Hey, how you doing? You know, but I love telling stories, man. Even if it's other people's stories. I do have an audio book that I narrated. It's 1,001 recipes to counting your macros. I narrated a cookbook, but everybody's got to start somewhere. But it's actually a really good cookbook, and that's on Amazon audiobooks. But yeah.
Well, let me ask you about this. How has COVID impacted your life? And do you see life in a different point of view? And going back to your near-death experience, I mean, not to sound like an asshole, let me rephrase that.
You're
When
fine.
you had your near-death experience, did you see life in a different point of view? And after COVID, do you see life in a different point of view?
Well, I'll start with the COVID one. When COVID happened, it really did not affect me because of my job. I was in marine construction, and when you're out there on the water, you're not surrounded by people. It's not military or anything. I'm not claiming to be no military, but marine construction, we were building boat docks, boat lifts, sea walls, backfilling land, you know, uh, piers and walkways and stuff like that. And then once I got injured, that's when I had the near death. And when I woke up out of that, it was just that the injury is what really showed me that I need to stop worrying about the small stuff and start prepping for my big stuff, and that that realization in life. I don't get as mad as easy anymore. I'm very easygoing now. Once you kind of meet Jesus, that humbles you a little bit, and it really did. And it's also opened up my world to meet people like you and some other writers that I work with and some other projects that I'm working on. I got a buddy of mine, he's writing his life project right now, and I'm helping him with it, and he's got inspired to do that off what he saw me doing. So just knowing that I inspired him to want to do that, it just shows me while I still need to be doing this and while I'm still here.
While on the subject, how do you feel about AI? And do you think AI is going to have a big impact on the industry for not just for me, but for you too as a writer?
It has, because even with like audiobooks, AI's kind of taken over the market on that. But I'm not scared about AI because AI might be able to learn from us, but without us, AI can't learn. And as long as we keep writing original ideas and don't copy off each other, I think AI can be a strong tool for visual effects, advertisement, logos, and stuff like that. But, with the industry, it's going to have to find its even keel in there some way, shape, or form. I think we got a long road ahead of us with AI, but I don't think that writers are in any danger because we always need storytellers, and not everybody wants the computer to do it for them.
Hey, I'm a perfect example of that. I have a great story, but I'm not a storyteller. That's why I would like to work with you.
I would love to tell your story. Honestly, if you would be willing to share it, I will tell your story, and I can even audiobook it if you wanted to.
No, that
Just,
sounds
friends
wonderful.
working together now, brother.
I agree. So next one is social media. How has social media impacted your writing career? And was there any websites you benefited from?
The one I benefit from the most, I would say LinkedIn. I've had a lot of connections on LinkedIn. My father's even actually on LinkedIn. A few of my writing partners are too. But I've had a lot of luck on LinkedIn. Facebook, not so much. People want to tell their everyday life on there, and I'm not about that. I believe in creating, and you keep family with family, and you keep your home at home. So, but as for like TikTok and all that stuff, I think it's just a numbers game. If you don't know algorithms, then you're probably not going to be too good on TikTok unless, you're one of those lucky millions,
Oh,
you know.
I suck on TikTok.
Well, I'm over 1,000 followers now, and I just joined a couple weeks ago. And I started at like 25, and I started picking at the algorithm and noticing certain things, and it jumped up pretty good. But I think being popular on TikTok is only a quarter of the battle, because anybody can be funny on camera, anybody can act in front of the camera, but you have to really bring something to the industry to really be that one of a kind content creator or personality. Because I do a lot of characters too. I do impersonations. I've got my own characters,
What's
you
yours?
know. One of them is I call him Jebediah Burbidgets, and he kind of wears his hat and he's like, "How you doing there, fellas? I'm just sitting out here at Rubber Bones and Liquor Incorporated making some of my secret sauce." That's Jebediah. I got $3 Ploop, which is a white kid that thinks he's a rapper. He wears a grill piece and a skull cap. He's like, "What up, son? How y'all boys doing out here, son?" He's like, "Man, it's like hot spam in a frying pan, son." And that's one of them. I got Pamela D. I've got my own original characters, and some of those will be coming to platform on digital soon on a skit show that me and one of my writing partners are working on called Out of Order. It will be coming to digital on demand, most likely by the end of this year. We still got a few skits to record, myself personally. And then after we get done with those, we'll be releasing the first season of our skit show called Out of Order, written with Benny Blanco.
Now, the next subject we're going to talk about is tonight available on the CW. It's WWE NXT. There's a lot of great matches. Actually, three women matches will be tonight. one tag match, but the main event of NXT will be for the North American Women's Championship. With that being said, do you like professional wrestling?
Oh, yes, sir. I love UFC, boxing. I love what they did with the women's boxing, how they had their first televised match. I watched every bit of that, and them ladies beat the brakes off each other. I'll tell you that. That was some good fighting. Women can fight too, man, and I love to watch it. You know what I mean?
And do your kids like wrestling?
My kids are more into Fortnite and Roblox, you know, but they're more into video games and they do love anime. My youngest daughter, she's 11. She loves anime and she draws anime too. She's also an artist. She's creating her own show right now and characters because, you know, she wants to be like daddy, of course, which that's just another way that we inspire as writers and creators, man, because whether we realize it or not, they're watching. They're always
Absolutely.
watching.
Well, she's Marvin. Like I said, anyone you know, they're Marvin welcome to be on the show. It's an open door.
Okay. I have a couple of people that I'm definitely going to send your way. They, you know, they were like, well, let us know how it is, you know. And I mean, I'm having a great time. I love your questions. You're not getting, you know what I mean? You're a great guy, man, and you're good at what you're doing. So this is honestly, this is one of my first interviews that I've ever done on camera. Most of them were like, you know, movie tryouts and stuff like that, you know, auditions. But this is new for me, but you've actually kept me pretty calm the whole time, my friend.
Actually, do you have any video auditions?
I have the stuff I have now is mainly like bloopers and stuff from filming the skit scenes. But I could get you a couple of things that I've done that you could check out as me as $3 ploop. I'm steaming my green screen to get the wrinkles out of it, and I'm hair drying the wet spots, and I'm just, you got to steam your green screen, Ken. And I'm just drying the screen off while I'm standing there talking to the camera in character, even though I'm not filming nothing. So I like to have fun with it, man. I keep people laughing, and that's comedy is going to be my next thing that I decide to do. I'll be at the Dead Crow Comedy Club in Wilmington for an open mic night on a up and coming Thursday as soon as I can get out there.
Oh, absolutely. If you send me a banner of that, we definitely will promote that in the video. But I
Thank
have
you.
so many great ideas for you, but it's not about me kissing your ass or anything.
No, sir. But we do love our jobs and we love what we do and we meet great people along the way. And I would love to help make your dreams where you can see them, man. I
For
love ideas. I love working with people.
No, absolutely. Actually, it's funny we should be on a subject. That's the next one. Besides me, obviously, and I thank you for that, have you worked with people with learning disabilities? And are you willing to work with people with disabilities?
Always. I don't think people with disabilities are any different than any other human out there. They just had one more hurdle to cross. And I think that makes a lot of people that I have worked with disabilities, because my dad has done a lot of the ARC with the, you know, the mentally handicapped and stuff like that. And we would work with them and I would hang out with them and I've made a lot of friends. I got a buddy of mine. His name is E-Hawk. He's actually a rapper from up in Connecticut and he is special needs also, but you wouldn't be able to tell it talking to him. He's writing movies. He's got his own book out about his life story. And he is just a great guy, man. And he inspires my art also. He comes up with ideas and I draw them for him. And it's just the look on his face is priceless whenever he gets it in the mail.
Now, I want you to be completely honest. And like I said, PG 13, taking the gloves off. When I first approached you, because a lot of people are skeptical when I approach them and say, "Hey, I want you to be on my show," and it's like, "Oh, well, you want big elephant in the room." This is my full-time job, and people are like, "Well, you're paying. What do I get out of it? It's a scam." It always turns into a damn argument. So I want you not that you're talking directly to me. I want you to talk to the viewers out there when you
Mhm.
first got that message to be a guest on my talk show. What made you say yes, and how do you feel now?
I was a little skeptical at first because I've seen a lot of scams on there, but I've also learned to see what to look for when the person is answering you where it doesn't sound like a robot and they're actually connecting with you, those are the humans. Those are the ones you want to talk to. And I wasn't very skeptical with you because I've actually seen some of your stuff on Facebook when you posted it. So I did a little bit of research. So you got to do your research when you're working with people, and you got to have FaceTime like this. Even if it's not a Zoom meeting or a podcast, you still got to hear that voice. Don't work with anybody you're not comfortable with. But I'll tell you right now, this guy right here is no scam, completely legit, and I've had nothing but fun talking with you the whole time, man.
No, I appreciate it. I'm not kissing your ass or anything because
No, no, not at
I
all.
I got into a fight with this woman last night. So she's a what what attracts me to certain people is what you do. And if I can write questions, we can have an engaging conversation. So you're a writer, a
Hmm.
producer, author, CEO. So she was the CEO of her own company. And I
Mm.
think I'm a talk show host with a disability. By being on the show, you're supporting the host with a disability who wants to be in the entertainment world, but to inspire other people with and without disabilities. Absolutely. That sounds wonderful. Reason she said no is I said, this is my full-time job. It takes me about 3 hours to do everything because half hour interview, half hour editing, then like an hour of promoting. So like 2.5 hours free. And instead of working that 9 to 5 job, say I really hate what I'm doing, but I've been doing this I've been making videos for the past 25, 26 years. I've been hosting
Nice.
the show for 12 and a half years. So for my time, for $35, you get your airtime, and you're pretty much what that means is by you giving me $35, you're hiring me. I work for you. And my job is to make sure the episode's professional. It gets out there to every single person. So pretty much I'm like a PR person because you're hiring me to represent you. And as long as you're getting the exposure that you want to share your story, share your message, it's quick quo quo. It's kind of like I'm gonna butcher that word. Collaborating. It's like this is
Cooperating.
yes, thank you. I'm bad at words. But what I
You're
mean is
okay.
it's better for our disability. Beneficial because you're getting something out of it. I'm getting something out of it. And it isn't going to be, hey, thanks for the interview. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. No, when you work with me, it's mutual because we're both getting something out of it, like a friendship. For an example, a
Hmm.
lot of people like to throw it back at me, like, oh, as soon as you said 35, don't want to hear it. But what about the fact I just told you I have a disability? I've been doing this and have references, and
Hmm.
it's just you can't please everyone, but
No, no, but the ones that are supposed to be in your path, I believe will be in your path. And to be honest with you, man, that $35 you asked for, I was surprised it was so low, to be honest with you, for what you're doing, because I know what it takes to do what you're doing, you know. And if that's how you're making a living, it ain't no different than putting $50 in the offering plate at church. You know what I mean? And I can see where the $35 is going, and I didn't mind it at all, to be honest with you, because I know you got to spend money to make money, and that's the only way to make money is to spend it. You know, even if you got to drive to work, you're spending gas. you know, the electricity running your computer, that costs money. So if somebody isn't willing to do it, then they don't need the chance, I don't think.
no, I didn't mean to complain to you. I know this is
No, you're not, brother. I understand what you're saying, and I get it how hard it is out there because I've been trying to sell scripts, movie scripts and screenplays, and there's people out there that'll turn it down. But 10 years from now, there could be that one person that sees it, and it's a 200, $300 million movie.
you just brought up a good point I want to talk to you about real fast. But you said you write scripts. from what you've seen of me and the concept of a talk show host with disabilities, do you think that would be a good script you'd be interested in?
Yeah, yeah. Because it's all, as long as there's a category to go with, and like you said, you know how to write your questions down. You can kind of tell by going through their profile what questions to ask. And then you always have the common interview questions like where you're from, what do you like to do, what got you into this. And I think it's all great, man. I would love to work with it and help you out with that if you would want to, by all means.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Now, wrapping up the show, this will be shared on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all social medias. Our goal is to reach 500 to 1,000 views. Once we reach your goal, we definitely do a part 2, but I do enjoy talking to you. You're more than welcome to be on the show anytime you like. And if you're interested, maybe we could create our own show. Here on the
You never know.
Network, we're always looking to collaborate.
Okay. Yeah, man. I would definitely be interested in that because, like I said, I'm just starting up in this and I'm ready to go, buddy. So this is the beginning of a beautiful work relationship, my friend.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Now, stay tuned. I do have a couple questions for you off the air. But wrapping up, it was a real honor and privilege having you as a guest. And until we meet again, I catch you later. Thank you, and have a good night.
Yeah.